Hey guys, it's Jack Punkington, and I wanted to talk about this. I cut my hair. I cut my hair very short, and as you can tell, I dyed it black. It's like a dark brown, not super dark black, but it's pretty close to black. Anyway, this is important to me, and this is something I wanted to talk about. It might seem stupid and it might seem silly, like why is he doing a whole video about the fact that he just cut his hair all off and dyed it. There's a reason why. For one, I work outside. It's very hot out in the summer, and it's just been something I've been dealing with, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore. But there's another reason. So I started growing my hair out for multiple reasons, but the biggest one is because I was very heavy. I'm still bigger than I'd like to be. I still have more weight on me than I'd like, but I've made a significant amount of progress. I was very, very heavy, and if you even go back in the videos and stuff, you can actually see how bad I was. And not to say bad in general, like, if you're comfortable with your weight as who you are, and if you're a heavier person, that's totally fine. I did not like where I was. When I was younger, I was actually relatively pretty skinny. I was around 200 pounds, and COVID pretty much had killed that for me. I'd gotten, ironically, a stay-at-home job that wasn't stay-at-home at first, but it turned into that because I worked for an essential service, basically as a not a 911 operator, but I was an insurance roadside assistance operator, and I worked that all throughout COVID. And so I was at home, I was eating a lot, and I mean a lot of fast food. Basically that was my main food. I'd eat at home. I'd cook every once in a while because I love cooking, but I was getting lazier. And I gained a lot of weight. By about 2021, I slash 2022, like before COVID, I was getting to about 250, so I was gaining a little bit of weight. But I do a lot of walking. It's my favorite form of exercise, basically, and so I could kind of keep myself in check no matter how my diet was, because I would always walk a ton. A lot of times back when I was working at fast food places, I would just walk to my fast food job, which would be a couple of miles, stand doing my job for 6 to 8 hours, and then walk home. Well, when I had gotten the job working roadside assistance, you're sitting in a chair for 8 hours, sometimes 12, depending on if they need you to work a double. I think the longest I ever worked was about 20 hours once. The paycheck was awesome that week. But you don't do a lot, and that combined with the pandemic, I completely changed how I acted and like my workout or exercise, I guess, routine and my diet. And it was hot garbage. It was really bad. And when basically we could start going out again and like doing stuff, I joined As Your Attorney. I finally got to be in a band that required me to, be on stage and, having a stage presence. A little bit before that, I had noticed, but I didn't really care that much. And so I was like, whatever, it is what it is. I'll work it off. And I didn't work it off at first. Being in the band really, because, you're on stage, people take pictures of you, recordings, I saw where I was, and I felt horrible. And so I grew my hair out, because if you have long hair and you're heavier, it kind of hides it a little bit. It shapes your face. Heck, it's part of the reason why I still have facial hairs, because I don't have a very defined jawline. And if I were to shave all my facial hair off, I would look a lot heavier than I actually am, just because I don't have a very defined jawline. Also, I just like facial hair that I've had for so long. Anyway, and so about 2022, I made a promise to myself, and my promise was I was going to change what I ate and change my habits. Another big thing that happened just before this is I started having a lot of stomach issues. If I eat anything too greasy, if I eat, I don't eat deep fried food at all anymore. And it's not because I don't like it, it's because it wrecks me. It like my stomach will be so upset. I will be wrecked for a long time. Um, so that was a big part, along with, like I said, just eating fast food, eating greasy stuff. I still eat fast food. I'm not saying I don't anymore. I still eat it a lot. I prefer stuff like sandwich stuff like Subway. And when I eat Subway, I'm very selective. But I'm not, I still eat McDonald's. I just don't I don't eat fries. I eat just burgers. And I usually just do like a couple normal, like double cheeseburgers. Again, I'm still not where I want to be, but I've made the progress and I've, changed a lot. My heaviest, I was about 330 pounds, which is heavy. I am a big guy in general. It's just how my DNA and genetics work. I am 6'1", and I am just big. It's just, it's my family. We're all pretty big, like tall, stocky people. My dad is both my uncles are my grandpa. He's a little bit shorter, but he's pretty stocky, and he's always just had like added muscle as just a, just how he has been. I don't have that. But he's had a life of very physical labor. So it's kind of cool that, he's about to be 80 years old and he looks like he could still beat the crap out of you. But back to what I was saying. I grew my hair out so I could hide my face. I could hide my jaw. I could hide, my neck. I could hide that and make myself look more attractive. Not for any reason like I'm trying to attract someone. I've been in a very healthy, stable relationship that I'm still in with a very loving partner who actually has taken care of me quite a bit. Especially today. I hurt my knee on stage last night, so my leg has been, I'm icing it right now. But not for that particular reason, but mainly because I wanted to look better on stage. I wanted to look better in photos. And once I started working out as well, and by working out I mean just walking, I started by doing 3 or 4 miles a day. And I built it up to where twice a week I would do about 10 miles and then just do my normal 3 to 4 miles. I actually have a vacation that I go on in September every year, and my goal every year is to go further and further. Last year I did just under 50 miles in a 4-day weekend, and that's actually pretty well spread out, but it's still a lot, and it's just walking. My goal this year is to go for 55. So that's been a big deal. But because I made those changes to my diet and because I did make changes to just what I do on a day-to-day basis, I have lost a significant amount of weight. I weigh about I hover between 260, 275, or 265 to 270, depending on the day. My job that I have now is a very physically demanding job. I work for a company that works on buses. I pick up very heavy bus parts. I mean, just a rotor by itself is actually pretty heavy. We have 90-pound high voltage cables. Steering gearboxes that are 125 pounds. Now, granted, I'm not picking them all up all day, every day, but there are a lot of times where I'm picking them up or I'm doing a lot of walking just at my work. And so it's nice, and that my job alone is actually pretty physically enough that it helps keep up with what I was doing. Because I don't go for those walks as much as I used to, but I still am pretty physically active because of my job. And my diet has changed even more recently. I prefer like more chicken, turkey stuff. I will have burgers because I love burgers. In fact, actually today I was even pretty lazy and we ended up getting pizza for dinner because I just was not feeling like cooking. I've tried air frying stuff like French fries and stuff. It still kind of messes with me pretty hard, so I just don't. I stay clear of all that stuff. But the flip side of that is I have lost a significant weight, and I felt like it was time to cut my hair. It's also, like I said, it's been nice because I don't have to worry about like crazy hot days at work anymore. I mean, I wear a beanie 90% of the time anyway, so I'll still have my beanie on. But it's nice. I noticed it last night on stage was actually very freeing because my biggest issue on stage was always getting my hair in my face and in my eyes, and it would mess me up more than, because people would always say like if you have long hair you kind of put it in your eyes and it like can hide your face from like looking down at your guitar. I've been working hard at to not do that as much unless I'm doing something that's new. And so not having all this extra hair in my face actually made it easier for me to play on stage, and it actually made me really enjoy rocking out. And it actually felt like it feels like I don't have a 10-pound weight on my neck anymore, and that's actually really nice. I don't know how long I'll keep my hair like this. I might grow it back out because I might just get sick of the way I look, but it's nice to know that I can cut my hair and feel okay with it again, because for a long time I did not like how I looked. And I'm still, like I said, not perfect. I'd like to lose about another 20 to 25 pounds and stick between 245 and 255. So that's something I'm still working on, but I'm proud of the progress I have made, and I'm proud that I've grown in my confidence that I'm okay with this now. And the more I've had it in the last couple of days, the more I felt better about myself. Tomorrow's actually my first day back at work, because I cut my hair Friday afternoon after I left work. And so very few people I work with know that I did this. And it's very funny because I can't wait to see the reactions, because I work with a lot of like middle-aged older people who always like rag on me for having long hair. So now it's going to be like, hey, I don't have that anymore. But I'm happy. I haven't felt happy in a long time, and last night was the best feeling ever at a show. We had some technical difficulties, I'm not gonna lie. The building lost power a couple times. That was actually kind of funny. And none of the bands were like mad or anything about it. Stuff happens, but it made it more fun, because like we actually would challenge ourselves. Can we pick up right back where we were? And we were able to do it like 2 out of the 3 times it happened. And the third time, like we were able to like smooth it out. And so that was really fun. And the crowd was like super cool with it. So it was still a fun time. And one thing I've been really wanting to do is be more active on stage. I don't do a lot. I talk about Never the Crash a lot. Don, the lead guitar player, I don't know if Nate and Don like one's rhythm, one's lead. I just think of Nate as doing more rhythm stuff, but I could be completely wrong. Don is the craziest guy on stage. He has the most energy of a person I've ever seen in my life. And I went full Don last night. I straight up went as hard as I could. There are recordings. Hopefully they'll get posted on the band's YouTube page and like our social medias and stuff, so you can probably see how much I moved around. And I am feeling it today. Like I said, I have not been able to hardly move because of my knee, and so that sucks. But it's been nice to be like, I did something on stage I've always wanted to do, which was move around a lot. Also, the last time we played at Vexed was back at the beginning of the year, and I played with my Explorer, and last night I took the Flying V. I'll do a video on the Flying V soon, trust me. Anyway, when I took the Explorer, my wireless wasn't working, so I was cabled. And during our Pink Pony Club solo, I throw the guitar behind my head and play it. And I'm not the best at it. I'm still working on it. And I messed up really bad with the Explorer. The cable got caught. I shouldn't have done it. And also the Explorer is very heavy. The Flying V went perfectly. I still need to work on my soloing, but I felt a lot more comfortable about it. It didn't hurt because it's a lot lighter guitar, and I felt more confident. And so I guess all this to say, like, I'm comfortable with the changes I've made to myself, and I'm happy with the progress that I've made. Also, I wore a white t-shirt on stage last night. It's a Chicago Music Exchange. It's like a cream. I don't wear white because I don't like the way I look at it, except for when I wear that one. I don't know what it is. I have that one. I have a nice Fender one that's like a vintage yellowed white shirt that I like, that I got for Christmas. And those are the only two white shirts I wear. And I only wear them when I'm on stage or I'm like at home. And it's nice to be like, I have made improvements with myself that I feel comfortable leaving the house wearing a white t-shirt and not a black or a gray one. So I just wanted to talk about this. Also, anyone was wondering where the Never the Crash review is, it's coming. I've tried recording it twice. I keep stumbling over my words on that, and I'm trying to figure it out. I am also going to be doing blog posts on any review or like music or gear review. I will do a more in-depth worded thing blog than I will in the video. So I'm going to try to summarize my thoughts in video format, but also do more expansive. Because the Never the Crash review script is 5.5 pages long, and I want to start working on one for the Orange Rocker 32, the Orange OR 30, and the Gibson Flying V that I got. Because those are all videos that I need to make, and I am going to start doing that, hopefully. We finished recording the album, the EP. And I have to delve more on mixing. So that is a process that I'm going to be doing. So I'm still here. I've made some changes to myself that I'm happy about. And there will be videos soon. So I hope you don't hate me because I cut all my hair off. But thank you for sticking around with me. Jack Punkington signing up. Peace, everybody.